Marlow. It's Sid. How are you?
How are you, Sid? Good to hear from you.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you too. I just thought I'd just talk to you a little bit about the film. I figured I would ask you a couple questions or just, hear your thoughts. So, first, Marlow, obviously you were another major figure in the film. I was curious if you can talk to me about that night. What was it like to walk that ball for Flawless?
Well, it was very unusual and a lot of fun.
And for you at this time, you were already in New York City because you said you had arrived in 1961?
Yes, I was there. Just had arrived that year.
You had mentioned before that you were a LaBeija, correct?
LaBeija was the club. That means the House of Beauties. Crystal LaBeija was the president, and she started the club, and it was called the House of LaBeija.
And
so you had to really be beautiful to be in there.
And tell me about what it was like to meet Crystal, because how many years before the ball did you meet her?
Well, she was the president when I got there in New York from Chicago, and she was always the president of the club as long as I can remember.
I remember you said you met her through somebody who was in the Delightful Ladies.
Yes, I did. Delightful Ladies. That was a group of girls who supported her greatly because they're always standing on the word of LaBeija, LaBeija. So that was the thing. That was New York's thing. And it spread it all over America. LaBeija. Everybody wanted to be beautiful. Crystal said, tell me and show me someone who don't want to be beautiful or look good. And she was right. Everybody's coming from near from far to see the girls from the House of LaBeija. They made each ball really great and successful with all their great ideas and how beautiful they all were. And not to mention only beautiful, they were feminine. And that was another thing about the House of LaBeija that was original. The girls were feminine. And they make a big difference in New York.
At that time, were any of the contestants, was it normal to be using hormones at that time as a
yeah, they were just coming out. Yeah, the female hormones were just coming out, and you just took a little pink pill, and your breast would grow. But that was not allowed in the city because that was considered to be female impersonating. And if you were caught by the police, you would certainly have been arrested.
But at that time, you said that you passed very well, correct?
Oh, I did. It was very important. I was passing and didn't even know I was. Yeah. Yeah, because they were picking on the girls, even at that time, because it was new. They caused all kind of queers and freaks and names, faggot, fruit. Those were the names they were calling the sissy punk. And we were always ridiculed and beat you if they got the chance to beat you. So we kind of stuck around in our groups.
I was curious if you can talk a little bit about some of the other contestants in the film. Can you say a little bit about Nicole?
Yeah, she was a dear friend of mine and Crystal. And she was a sweet person, just a little hard-headed. And every time she was hard-headed, she would get arrested. Because we would tell her, don't do that and don't do this. And she would do it and get caught and then take her to jail. She had to be careful being around Nicole because the police was always after her.
And do you know why they gave her the Fire Island sash?
Because she lived near there.
Oh, okay.
After she left New York, of course, she came to Hamburg, Germany, and worked there a few years before she met her wife and got married. And then they moved back to New York on Long Island, and that's where they were until Nicole had the accident. I kind of forgot the year exactly, but she did get murdered. She was murdered. She was ran down by a guy with a pickup truck. He told her, "Don't come on the block anymore," and she went out there on the block just as a woman, and he ran her down with the truck, and she died from her injuries.
I mean, you walked balls with Nicole in Chicago, I think you had mentioned, in the 1960s, right?
Oh, yes, I know. Nicole always came where she thought I would be because she knew something would be going on.
And Marlow, what was your category that you usually walked at the balls? What was your favorite one to walk?
Oh, for the grand prize, of course, the number one prize.
In the film, you wear your iconic mirror dress. Can you talk about that?
Oh, yeah, the mirror dress. I invented it. In fact, I saw it on the Academy Award.
Well, how did you invent this mirror dress, and how long did it take you to make?
Well, I was going to get prepared for the ball, one of the balls, and then I wanted something different. And I saw a little reflection on the floor of the ballroom from previous balls, and I picked it up and I thought, oh. And I got the idea from the mirror and had it made up special for my gown that night. And it's been a hit ever since. Being that they were real mirror, they would cut you by walking at your ankle. So it was very, very serious.
Well, if there's any last things you think the audience should know about, the Queen or your that special night, let me know.
Well, like I said, that was really show business those nights, and really you got it. When you were around in those years, the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, you really saw shows that you never believed that female impersonators could do. And it was fantastic. And it was just a joy to do it, and I would do it again.